This is lesson 2.4, writing equations of lines. Most of the lines we're going to write will use the equation y equals mx plus b, which you may recognize as the slope-intercept form of a line. Remember that m stands for slope and b stands for y-intercept. Okay, m is slope, b is the y-intercept. In other words, b is where my graph's going to cross the y-axis. Okay, so let's look at some examples. If you're given a slope and you're given a y-intercept, that's the easiest type of problem because I know my formula is y equals mx plus b. So if I know what m is and I know what b is, then I can say y equals 3x plus 1. And that is the equation of my line. Alright, the next type of problem that you'll come across is when you're given a point and you're also given a slope. So this time you don't have everything that you need, but you have enough good information to be able to figure it all out. So I start out with what I'm given. Y equals mx plus b is my formula. X is 5, y is 4, and my m is negative 3. So I know my equation is going to be y equals negative 3x plus b. So the only thing I don't know that I still need to know is what is that b going to be. So here's what I do. I'm going to say, since y is 4 up here, I'm plug in 4 for y. Since 5 is x up here, I'm going to plug 5 in for x. And then I'm going to solve this equation to find out what b is. So 4 equals negative 15 plus b. Negative 15 plus b. So if I add 15 to both sides, then my b will be 4 plus 15, which is 19. If I know what b is and I know what m is, then all I have to do is write the equation. So I'm going to do that right over in here, a little bit sideways because I ran out of space. Y equals negative 3x plus 19. That's my equation for this line. Okay, what if after I write the line that's parallel to a different line and they also give me a point that it's passing through? So this time I have to do some work. I can't just automatically see the answer, so I have to do a little bit of work. For this line right here, my slope is the number right before x. So the slope is negative 4. If I have parallel lines have the same slope. So I'm going to use this same slope, and I'm going to use the point that they gave me, and I need to find out what b is. So I'm going to say y equals mx plus b. And now I'm going to plug in the things I know. I know that y is 3. I know that m is negative 4. I know that x is negative 2. And I do not know b. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So 3 equals 8 plus b. And if I subtract 8 from both sides, then my b is going to be 3 minus 8, which is negative 5. So once I know my slope and my y-intercept, I can write my equation. So here's my equation. Y equals negative 4x minus 5. You could put it as plus negative 5, but a plus and a minus together is going to be negative. So a parallel line that passes through negative 2, 3 is going to be y equals negative 4x minus 5. Okay, now I'm going to use the same line, and this time I want to see perpendicular. Remember, this is that symbol I showed you I was going to use for perpendicular. So if the slope of this line right here is -4, then the slope that's going to be perpendicular, this is m for slope, and this little upside down t is my perpendicular. So the perpendicular slope to -4 is going to be opposite, which means it's going to be positive, and it's going to be the reciprocal of 4, which is 1/4. The reciprocal of -4 over 1 would be positive 1/4, the opposite reciprocal. So this is the slope that I'm going to use, and again I have to find the b. So y equals mx plus b. I know that y is 3. I know that m now, this time, is 1/4. I know that x is -2. And I do not know b because that's what I'm trying to find. So 3 equals 1/4 times -2, which is -2 over 4. Remember that you would put that over 1. And then I'm going to add 2/4 to both sides. 2/4. So then b is going to be 3 plus 2/4. Now remember, 2/4 is really the same thing as 1/2. So 3 plus 1/2, I can write my b as 3.5, or I could write it as 3.5. Either way is going to be just fine. So my equation here is y equals 1/4 x plus 3.5. That's the line that's perpendicular to my previous line up here and goes through the point -2, 3. Okay, what if you're given 2 points and you don't even know what the slope is? Well, then you have to start with your slope formula that we did in the last video. And when I plug that in, I'm going to have 10 minus -2 over 2 minus 5. When I have two negatives, they become plus plus. 10 plus 2 is 12. 2 minus 5 is -3. So my slope is -4. So I go to my equation, y equals mx plus b. Now this time I have an x here, and I have an x here, and I have a y here. Let's try that again. And I have a y here. So which set do I use? I can either use these two together, or I can use these two together. Whichever one you choose is totally up to you. I think I want to use these two, 2 and 10. So back to my equation. My y is going to be 10. We found our m to be -4. My x is 2, because that's the x that goes with my y. Now I'm going to try to find out what b is. I didn't do a very good job there. Let's erase that a little bit. Plus b. 10 equals -8 plus b. If I add 8 to both sides, then b is going to be 18. B, and then there's my m. So what's my equation going to be? Y equals -4x plus 18. Oh, messed that up. Let's try that again. Y. Okay? Okay. So now on your own, you're going to write an equation for the line that passes through this point, -2, 5, and this point for -7. Find the slope first and then write your equation of your line. And don't forget, fractions are your friend, especially if you're a math teacher.